What's up, guys? It's your man KP67s bringing you a repeat video today. I had accidentally deleted my old Imperial probe droid video. Stupid. So if you've already seen the Imperial probe droid video and you're cool, that's cool. You don't have to watch this video. You can go about your way. But if you haven't seen the Imperial probe droid, buckle in because I'm about to talk about him. So the Imperial probe droid is an Empire unit, obviously, as well as a droid and a support character. And when you look at his stats here between strength, agility, and tactics, you can see his tactics are one of the higher level things. So he's going to have increased physical damage, special damage, and resistance in this case. This is how his stats currently are set. Speed, I don't have the best speed mods, but this is like one of my better sets. So, it does the job. Potency, I modded him especially for potency. I'll get into why. His physical offense, 2400, nothing too crazy. His armor is sitting at, pretty tanky, 35%. Most Imperials sit at around that level, so he's decent. And his special offense is high, but unfortunately it doesn't really matter because he has no special attacks. Crazy enough, right? But yes, that's neither here nor there. So with respect to his shard location, obviously there's only one place, everybody knows, that you can get the Imperial probe droid, and that is the Dark Side territory battles, specifically on day 3, which requires both Colonel Stark and General Veers to be characters, and I think it's Imperial Trooper restricted. It is a tough battle, I'm not going to go around it. It's annoying, a bit annoying, but you can clear it if you're sitting at like gear 10 with pretty decent mods on Stark and Veers, a lot of offense with the remaining troopers. If you do that, you should be able to secure a shard. You're playing a little bit more RNG if you're going to go in gear 9, and I personally wouldn't try gear 8. With respect to his worst gears, his gearing is kind of annoying. He's sitting at 4 Carbantes and 3 stun cuffs. He also needs a bunch of power cells, blue power cells, but if you do the Mace Windu challenge, that's more than enough. He also requires quite a few Mark III thermal detonators. However, since the thermal detonators have been placed in the guild store and they pop up from time to time for 200 currency for 5 fully crafted, not salvage, fully crafted Mark III thermal detonators, you can rack those up real quick, very quickly, and be in the clear. Going into his abilities, his basic here is Precision Blasters. He deals physical damage to the target enemy with an 80% chance to expose them for 2 turns. This is a decent basic. Again, I'm kind of sad that it does physical damage and not special damage, since his special is so much harder hitting. But expose is expose, and you can't ever get enough of those, especially if you're dealing with attackers who hit a little on the lighter side. So definitely useful basic, and brings in expose, which can only help your Imperials out that much more. His first special is a doozy of a special, Detect. He dispels all buffs on all enemies with a 75% chance to inflict target lock for 2 turns. And after inflicting target lock, for those who are target locked, he removes 5% turn meter, and this attack cannot be evaded. So strategically, you look at all the characters that use buffs. I mean, the best example currently is Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, R2, Stealth, Secret Intel, Foresight, what's it called? Illuminated Destiny. That's the word, Illuminated Destiny. How many buffs do you get out of that? The probe droid literally says, no, I'm not letting that happen, wipes the board clean, and even inflicts a debuff on top of it. So we'll get into the component of target lock, which is useful, but keep this in mind when I get to it. But Detect is an amazing ability. And then his second special is also just as equally an amazing ability, self-destruct. So the Imperial probe droid instantly defeats itself and cannot be revived. He deals massive damage, aka 99,999 damage, and bonus damage to other enemies equal to 30% of their max health. He also exposes them for 2 turns. I personally haven't really seen that expose. I thought that it was supposed to just be a guarantee, but it doesn't look like it's a guarantee. I think it's tied to potency. But moving on, this attack cannot be evaded, so you annihilate right off the bat. Now, the caveat, when Imperial Probe Droid has full health or no active allies, the cooldown is set to max and it cannot be reduced. So until you either lose a little bit of health, or if you happen to be literally the only thing standing, you will not be able to blow up, which kind of sucks. I mean, if it was only just like, you know, him by himself, I think it, like, Hermit Yoda can run away, why can't this guy blow up, right? But that's neither here nor there again. And then finally, his unique, which has a Zeta, which I actually already stuck on here. The Imperial Logistics. So the Probe Droid has a plus 50% max health at the end of each droid ally turn and Empire ally turn, and at the end of each Rebel enemy turn, he gains 3% turn meter. Doesn't sound like much, but in a team of Rebels that may be going a little bit faster than him, he gains 3 times 5, 15% turn meter there. If you're running all Empire, he's gaining another 15%. He can gain quite a bit of turn meter very quickly, especially if he's already moving fast to begin with. And then the Zeta, and then, well, pseudo Zeta component. While the Imperial Probe Droid is active, all target locked enemies have minus 25% evasion. He basically reduces their evasion to nothing if they have an evasion lead, and the Zeta component, they can't gain buffs. So with a Zeta, target lock essentially becomes a buff immunity, which is basically guaranteed. As long as you throw on a target lock, they are now buff immune. They will not be able to go under stealth, foresight. They will not gain any stat ups. It really hampers a team like Jedi Training Ray, which is very reliant on foresight and buffs in order to get their train going. So the Probe Droid is a very good kind of distractor slash interference role when it comes to facing Jedi Training Ray teams. Now, with respect to modding here, I currently have a 4 speed set, 2 potency set. This is what I would personally recommend. Like, this is what people should get. I gave him a speed arrow. His triangle is defense. Not the best primary, but I'm going for that speed right now. 5% health. Again, not the best, but plus 15 speed. I'll take it. And then when you look at 24% potency on the cross. Now, honestly, the circle's not the worst, being at 5.88% health, because he gains a ton of health through his unique on top of it, so that just keeps him survivable that much longer in comparison to, say, using his protection. But this is the kind of setup I would try to go for. Since he's not there to deal damage, you want to get extra potency secondaries, you want speed, obviously. If you can get protection secondaries, that would be solid as well. And I'd say those 3 would be probably the biggest ones that you would want. Flat protection or percentage protection, speed, and potency would be your 4 secondaries that I would recommend. So with respect to his uses, like I said, the Imperial Probe Droid is there to kind of undo all the buff work that you know, different teams have to be able to do in order to be effective. That's probably the biggest linchpin point for the Jedi Training Ray team. Without their ability to do buffs, like, you know, if BB is just wobbling back and forth, but he can't give out secret intel, you know, Jedi Training Ray is not gaining turn meter. Jedi Training Ray can't put up foresight, which means that she can't get all her damage buffs. R2 can't stealth, Old Ben can't taunt, General Kenobi can't taunt. It really shuts down some of the biggest meta characters out there. And the other beautiful thing is, because his damage is essentially guaranteed when he blows himself up, it's 99,999 damage, he is viable right out of unlock. If you get him to gear 11, 4-star, he is functional. He will be squishy. He will be squishy, but, you know, for those of you who have done the whole hide the nihilist kind of setup, he does the exact same thing. You're literally just sitting there waiting to annihilate an opponent. The caveat to self-destruct, though, to keep in mind, okay, pro tip here. If a character is 100,000 health, okay, like 1 point higher, it will survive the explosion. It will not be killed unless it is target locked as well, in which case you're doing an extra 30% damage, in which case you'll kill it. But, you know, General Kenobi, where people mod him a lot for protection, you know, he can be sitting at close to 120,000 effective health points between the health and protection. So blowing yourself up on General Kenobi is actually quite a bad idea because you will not kill him. So yeah, that would be the one issue with self-destruct. But other than that, he's very useful in the team, and he brings a lot of ability for Thrawn to get at people. You know, the incoming reworks, Palpatine and Vader, for them to shock people, use Force Crush, put dots on people, and just do a whole bunch of damage. And he is just a ton of fun to be able to play and just wipe the board every time they start gaining a little too many buffs, and ultimately, when you so choose to, blow yourself up and just smile when you do so. Alright guys, that concludes my re-review of the Imperial Probe Droid. If you're new and you like the video, please go ahead, leave a like. If you like the series here, you know, subscribe for more videos. Like I mentioned, you know, Palpatine and Vader did get reworks. Palpatine will probably get a redo video too. But, yeah guys, I really don't know how to end these, but that's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good night.